Good morning, students. In our last lecture, we have discussed meaning and assumptions of directive counseling. In our today's class, we will discuss steps of procedure in directive counseling. E.G. Williamson has given 6 steps of procedure in directive counseling. These steps are analysis, synthesis, diagnosis, prognosis, counseling, follow-up. We divide the above 6 steps into 3 broad stages. First stage is pre-counseling stage, second one is counseling, and third one is post-counseling stage. In pre-counseling stage, there are 4 steps: data analysis, synthesis, diagnosis, prognosis. So, data analysis, at this step, the counselor tries to elicit the relevant information from the client. The detail or data gathered to bring the problem to the point of focus. It means at the first stage, that is data analysis, in this stage, the counselor tries to know the problem of the client and he gather data so that the problem may be bring the to the point of focus. So the data serve as a reliable base for understanding the problem. When we gather the information, we gather the data, it will give us understanding what is the problem, what are the causes of that problem. The data may be collected by various tools, by using various tools such as interview, observation, case history, psychological test, etc. So this is the first step in the first stage, that is pre-counseling stage. The first step is data analysis. In data analysis, we gathered information about the problem of the counseling. We gather data about the problem so that the problem may be come into focus, and we may collect data by using various tools such as interview, observation, case history, psychological test, etc. After this step, the second step is synthesis. The synthesis is the process of summarizing and organizing the data from the analysis in such a manner as to reveal the client's assessed liabilities, adjustments, his problems, his maladjustments, says Williamson. Initially, the collected data is retained in a non-systematic manner. At the synthesis stage, the data is organized under a specific head to establish the status of the counseling as well as problem. Means when we gather data, that data is unorganized and are arranged in a non-systematic manner. At a synthesis, when we are going to at the steps synthesis, in synthesis we organize data in a systematic manner so that we may come to know that what is the problem, what is the status of the problem, what is the status of counseling. So this is the second step. We have discussed 2 steps of pre-counseling stage: data analysis, synthesis. Now we are going to discuss third step, that is diagnosis. To diagnose means to identify. Data once synthesized leads to identification of the problem. The problem is identified in terms of liabilities assessed of the client. This also hints at the cause of the problem too. Simply diagnose means that to identify, to diagnose something, to find out the problem. When we are going to a scanning center, what is written on that? Clinics diagnostic center. It means they diagnose the problem and then the doctor treat according to that problem. So in diagnosis, at this stage, we diagnose the problem. Okay, what is the problem and what are the causes or reasons of this problem. And now after diagnosis, the fourth step is prognosis. Prognosis, this step may or may not be a part of diagnosis. Prognosis is a statement of on the use of diagnosis. So at pre-counseling stage, we have discussed four steps. Number one is data analysis. Number two is synthesis. Number three is diagnosis. Number four is prognosis. Now we are going to discuss second stage, that is counseling. So counseling is the real job of the counselor. At the counseling stage, the counselor shower rain of questions on the counselee and later answer them as best as he can. Sometimes the questions so highlight the problem that the counselor feels that he can overcome his problem. Alternate dawn upon him and he starts thinking in terms of improvements. So in this stage, the counselor asks questions to the counselee related to his problem, related to the causes of the problem, how the problem emerged, what he feels about the problem. So in this stage, the real process, the real work of the counselor is going on, and in this process, the counselee feels that he is able to solve his problem. He is able to find the solution of his problem. Now, third stage of directive counseling is post-counseling stage. Post-counseling stage, in this stage we follow up. Effectiveness of the counseling process is evaluated. At this stage, the effectiveness of the counseling process is evaluated. The counselor wants to know how effective his counseling has proved. In certain cases, follow-up may require a few more sittings with the counselee. So, in follow-up, the counselor decided is there need of another sitting or not, or the counselee is satisfied and is able to solve the problem, or he find the solution. Now students, we will recap what we learned in our two classes. Who is chief advocate of this counseling? Who is chief advocate of directive counseling? So your answer must be E.G. Williamson. So E.G. Williamson is chief advocate of this counseling. You must remember the name E.G. Williamson. You must remember the assumptions of directive counseling. There is a problem. Client is incapable to solve his problem. Counselor's competency to solve the problem. And client's intellectual capability accepted. And after that, you must remember steps of procedure in directive counseling. You must remember these 6 steps: analysis of data, synthesis, diagnosis, prognosis, counseling, follow-up. And we divide these 6 steps into 3 broader categories or stages. The first stage is pre-counseling stage. In pre-counseling stage, the first 4 steps: analysis of data, synthesis, diagnosis, prognosis. These 4 steps belongs to the first stage, that is pre-counseling stage. Counseling is second step and follow-up is third step. Follow-up is post-counseling stage. So I hope you have understand the meaning, assumptions and procedure of directive counseling. If you have any query, you can message me, you can call me, or you can WhatsApp me so that we can solve that query. We may learn better. So for better learning, read the topic from your textbook, read the topic from the various sources available on internet. Also listen this video, and after that discuss it with your peers and with me so that we may learn it better. Thank you. Thank you very much.